In post-apocalyptic England, a British survivor and an American soldier join forces to fight against a brood of fire-breathing dragons seeking to return to global dominance after centuries of rest underground. The movie begins with Quinn, a boy who visits his mother, a forewoman at an underground construction site. Down there, a worker asks her to check out one of the openings, and Quinn, after witnessing a man insulting his mother, playfully taunts the worker for being scared, bravely confronting him. Challenged by the man, Quinn enters a tunnel, touches the rocks, and discovers it's a dormant dragon, barely escaping with his life as the awakened dragon attacks. He warns everyone about the presence of the dragon. No one believes him, but his mother decides to investigate. Unfortunately, the men are burned by the dragon, and they soon flee to the surface. The dragon pursues them, but while trying to get out of there, Quinn's mother sacrifices her life to protect him. This event awakens the dragons in the world, leading to a drastic reduction in the population. The strongest survive and fight against the dragons, while most people die over the years. And this brings us to the present time, where few people remain on Earth. Quinn, now an adult man, is the leader of a minority group in England. He has created an underground shanty town where he offers refuge to the needy and protection against the dragons. Quinn has made friends with some men to help him lead the community. People can only go to the surface when they need to work in the fields or harvest food. Quinn and his people farm outside to meet their basic food needs. One day, a man named Eddie from Quinn's domain rebels and demands to leave. He blames Quinn and the dire food conditions for the death of his wife and daughter, and doesn't want the rest of his family to starve. Quinn doesn't grant permission, saying that it's more dangerous to survive alone than to stay protected in their small community. Furthermore, he promises to provide more food when the crops are ready to be harvested. Until then, he asks Eddie to understand. Eddie acts calmly in front of Quinn, but secretly leaves with Quinn's jeep at dawn, taking his family with him. They head to the fields to get food. At the community's stronghold, a guard suspects the arrival of a dragon in the field, so they activate the alarms. In the field, Eddie and his family are aware of the danger, but still choose to risk it and forage in the crop. They try to harvest quickly, but in the sky, the birds get agitated, anticipating the dragon's arrival. It attacks them, causing terror in the family and setting the entire crop on fire. Both Quinn and his associates wake up to the alarm and soon realize that Eddie and his family are missing. Meanwhile, Eddie and his group become trapped in the middle of the burning field, and the dragon is lurking, trying to find them amidst the smoke. Fortunately, Quinn appears in his fire-resistant suit and helps them return to their jeep, which is equipped with water to extinguish the dragon's fire. Everything goes as planned, but as they try to escape with everyone, the dragon appears in front of the jeeps, breathing fire and burning Eddie's youngest son, who was on the first jeep. They manage to escape because the dragon decides to stay in the community's crop field. Everyone returns and mourns the loss of the young man. Quinn becomes furious with Eddie for making such a poor decision that resulted in the death of his son in the fields. The scene then changes to the following day when a small group of people appears with tanks outside Quinn's territory. There's only one thing worse than dragons: American soldiers. The leader of the small group, Van Zan, steps out of his panzer and requests to see their leader. With Quinn, Van Zan asserts that he and his group are warriors fighting dragons to survive and restore the world to its dragon-free state as it was in the past. Unfortunately, during all this time, they lost a lot of food and weapons. He proposes to Quinn that they be accepted into the community's stronghold and provided with shelter for some time. Quinn is only convinced when he shows the teeth of a dragon that he wears as a necklace to solidify his warrior image, and claims that he has not only defeated a dragon, but also knows its weaknesses. In this way, the two groups unite, and despite Van Zan's group being small, they have the advantage in terms of military firepower, with tanks and a military helicopter capable of tracking dragons from miles away and flying close enough to their heads for warriors to jump onto them and kill them, as pilot Alex, who commands the helicopter, explains. The security guards suspect another dragon attack when using their telescopes. They immediately trigger alarms in the underground favela. which now alerts Van Zen and his group, Quinn and his men. They join forces and set out to hunt the dragons together. Van Zen sends 3 of his group on motorcycles ahead to triangulate the location with radars in the fields where the dragons are about to appear. The first 2 motorcyclists successfully plant their radars in the right spots, but the 3rd motorcyclist disappears from the radio. Quinn, seeing all the movement of Van Zen's group, decides to go to the location and realizes that the motorcyclist was hit by the dragon without the group being able to see it. He finds the radar there and activates the triangulation. Alex's helicopter, without any information, hides in the clouds to evade the dragons. However, when the triangulation is activated, they are surprised by one of the dragons being close to them. One of the jumpers becomes bait to attract the dragon's attention. Soon, 2 more go after the monster and throw in it to catch the animal's wings. However, the dragon proves to be stronger and easily breaks the nets. They try to face the situation, but the dragon devours one of the 2 men, and the second one can't open his parachute, losing his life on the ground. Then, Van Zen informs Quinn via radio about the dragon heading his way, and they quickly devise a plan for Quinn to lure the dragon as bait. Van Zen positions himself with a harpoon while Quinn runs, and at the moment Quinn appears, he takes down the dragon from a blind spot on a hill. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief and celebrates the victory in the community. However, Van Zen is upset because he lost 3 of his warriors to this dragon, and he reveals his true plan, which is to kill the one dominant male dragon to prevent the dragon population from growing further. Then, they would start killing the females to permanently rid themselves of the dragons. He asks Quinn to join him, but Quinn categorically refuses, saying he can't jeopardize the lives of his people, as he is truly trying to keep them alive. But while Quinn explains to Alex why he really doesn't want to go to London, where it all began, Van Zen, desperate, personally approaches Quinn's people to win them over to his side. However, when Quinn finds out about Van Zen's direct encounter with his people, a physical fight breaks out between Quinn and Van Zen, as Quinn did not allow him to lure his men. Alex, despite being an associate of Van Zen, pities Quinn and helps him by providing iodine for his wounds, showing the kindness and determination of the group to exterminate the dragons. At night, Quinn bids farewell to the group, which departs with some of his men. After tending to his wounds, he heads to the female dragon and discovers an egg. Van Zen's group sets out to find the lone male dragon this time, but on the way, they encounter a roadblock. Captain Alex in the helicopter informs Van Zen that the area is impassable for miles, and the leader, Van Zen, realizes that the roadblock is intentional. He quickly orders everyone to prepare, but before they can do anything, in the night sky, the male dragon gains the upper hand, eluding their searches by flying in all directions. Before they can figure out where it's coming from, it appears and burns down the entire group of Van Zen, resulting in almost total loss, with only Van Zen, Alex, and 1 soldier surviving. The dominant dragon heads toward the castle, setting fire to Quinn's entire domain. The dragon doesn't stop spewing fire until everything turns to ashes. Quinn manages to return and help many, leading the survivors to the underground part of the community. In the attack, he loses many, and they become trapped when the dragon appears and tries to burn the place where they are. With Quinn now completely defenseless, the survivors from Van Zen's group show up and manage to get them out of there. This terrible incident changes the opinions of Van and Quinn about each other. Van Zen apologizes for putting his people in danger due to his arrival, and Quinn is grateful to him for saving his people. Now, Quinn also supports Van's plan and decides to join him, taking advantage of the moment of complete confusion that surrounds the place to leave. Quinn joins them in their helicopter, and they arrive at the center of London, where hundreds of small dragons are circling over the historic buildings. Unfortunately, they don't have a plan to defeat the male dragon. Soon, the dominant dragon appears and scares off the smaller dragons. Quinn reveals that he knows all the underground passages to reach the center of London without being noticed or attacked by the dragons. The trio moves underground and arrives at a point where Quinn's mother lost her life. Van Zen and Quinn split up to try to shoot the only bombs. The trio move and reach a point that is the main tower. Van Zen and Quinn split up to throw the only bombs they have. Van Zan, on the tower, attracts the dragon's attention and uses a crossbow to launch a bomb into its mouth, but the bomb explodes upon contact with the dragon's fire. The dragon lunges for the attack, but Van Zan, without bomb arrows, has no choice but to leap onto it with his axe when the dragon approaches to try to strike it. However, he gets devoured by the beast. The dragon then pursues Quinn and Alex. After a harrowing chase, Quinn has only one way out. Alex tries to distract the dragon with shots while Quinn heads upward on it, waiting for the right moment to hide behind a truck and wait for the dragon's next breath of fire. Finally, the dragon is defeated when Quinn makes it explode with his weapon. After defeating the great dragon, humanity strengthens and manages to keep the other remaining dragons at bay for months. This was a summary of Reign of Fire movie. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. This channel relies on you to keep sending videos. Activate the bell and leave your comments on what you think. See you in the next video.